Music can make us feel many different emotions. It can even bring out emotions that are bubbling away under the surface that we haven't even acknowledged yet. When I'm sad, I like to listen to sad music. I'll usually just sit there and have a good old cry. Maybe that's just me. Today I want to share some tips on how to channel emotion into music and talk about why doing this is so important for the songwriter and the listener. Emotions can be simplified to chemicals. Hormones are released in response to our interpretation of a trigger, and music can be that trigger. In Western music, major chords are interpreted as happy, whilst minor chords are interpreted as sad. Major, minor. Aside from chords, there are many other elements within a song or a piece of music that can be used to evoke a particular emotion. Pitch is the degree of highness or lowness of a tone. Very low sounds, which are bassy and can shake our bodies, are perceived as dark and threatening, whereas very high sounds can be piercing and we perceive them to be annoying. Pitch has the same effect in music. High notes, happy, light. Low notes, dark, sad. Interestingly, our brains interpret music as a type of speech. Music that behaves more similarly to human speech will be more pleasant for us to listen to. Extreme ranges or large intervals, so large steps up or down in pitch, can be seen as less pleasant than a melody that stays within the tonality of its scale. Little bit of music theory for you there. In a previous video about harmonies, we talked about how complementing melodies can create feelings of relaxation and serenity, whilst clashing melodies can create feelings of anger or discomfort. Although harmonies may seem like a really small detail, they can make a huge impact when it comes to emotive songwriting. Let's talk about tempo. Tempo is the speed of music. It has a direct effect on heart rate, meaning that the tempo of a piece of music should roughly equate to the heartbeat associated with a specific physical state or emotion. For example, 60 beats per minute that sounds like this can evoke feelings of relaxation or depression. Between 60 to 90 beats per minute sounds like this. Engaging. Between 90 to 120 beats per minute. Alert. Exciting. 120 to 150 beats per minute. Let's say 140. Dancey. Very upbeat, maybe slightly agitating. And 160 beats per minute or above. Very energetic. This is why the word upbeat refers to being happy or positive, whereas the word downbeat refers to being sad, slow, depressing. So if I was looking to write a song that was upbeat and happy, but not too energetic or dancey, I would maybe go for 127 beats per minute, a Calvin Harris classic. And what about rhythm? Rhythm is the pattern of sound. So smooth or consistent rhythms convey happy or peaceful emotions, whereas rough or irregular rhythms convey uneasy or amusing emotions. Generally, the slower the beat, the more relaxing the music will be, and the faster the beat, the more exciting the music will be. There's a lot to consider here, but it's good to know that if you have a specific emotion in mind for a song, there are certain things that you can do. A recipe for happy music might look something like this. A major key with a few complementing harmonies. A wide range with intervals but relatively short sentences. High notes that stay within the range of human singing, which can get pretty crazy these days. Between 120 and 140 beats per minute. A 4/4 time signature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And a little sprinkle of change in dynamics. An example of a song that uses this recipe is Happy by Pharrell Williams. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. A recipe for sad music might look like this. A minor key with dissonant or clashing harmonies. A smaller range with some long notes. Low bassy tones for pitch, especially in the verses. Between 40 and 60 beats per minute. And a steady volume or a lack of dynamics. An example of a song that uses this recipe is The Scientist by Coldplay. You don't know how lovely you are. And finally, let's talk about lyrics. Lyrics can be used to set the scene and really paint a picture for the listener. When a listener is mentally engaged in visualizing an image, they go from passively listening to actively participating. This helps the listener feel the picture that you're painting with your lyrics. So a great example of this is Violet Hill by Coldplay again. Was a long and dark December, from the rooftops I remember there was snow, white snow. The song opens by painting a really vivid picture of how the situation looks and feels. The hook can also be used to exaggerate the emotion and create a lasting impression. Check out a previous episode called Writing a Hook to learn more about this. Think about a song that really stirs your emotions. Listening to that song might throw you back to a specific time or place, or give you a specific feeling, and that is the power of great music. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Music Without Theory. If there are other topics that you'd like me to discuss, leave a comment below, hit like and subscribe for more, and I will see you next time.